Most people are taught one simple rule: stay away from debt. And for most people, that is good advice, because for the average person, debt often means credit cards, car loans, monthly payments, stress. But here is something strange. The richest people in the world also use debt. In fact, many of them use more debt than anyone else. So why does debt make poor people poorer, but rich people richer? The answer is simple. Poor people use debt to buy things that lose value. Rich people use debt to buy things that make them more money. Part 1. The two types of debt. Not all debt is the same. There are two types: bad debt and good debt. Bad debt is when you borrow money to buy things that become less valuable over time. A new car, luxury clothes, expensive gadgets. These things lose value, but the debt stays. That is why bad debt keeps people trapped. Good debt is different. Good debt is when you borrow money to buy something that produces more money in the future. A business, an investment property, an asset. This is how wealthy people use debt. Part 2. How rich people use debt. Imagine two people both borrow $50,000. The first person uses it to buy a luxury car. The car loses value every year, but the loan remains. So over time, that person becomes poorer. The second person uses the same $50,000 to start a business or buy an investment. That investment begins making money. Eventually, the money it earns becomes greater than the debt itself. Now, the debt is no longer a burden. It has become a tool. This is the difference. Poor people often borrow to consume. Rich people borrow to create. Part 3. Why most people stay trapped. Most people never learn this difference. They think all debt is normal. They finance cars, phones, furniture, vacations. Every month they make payments on things that are already losing value. And slowly, more and more of their paycheck disappears. This is why so many people work harder every year, yet never build wealth. Because they are using debt to buy liabilities instead of assets. Part 4. The dangerous side of debt. Of course, debt is still dangerous. Even rich people can lose money if they use debt carelessly. The reason debt works for wealthy people is because they use it with a plan. They borrow only when the asset is likely to make more money than the debt costs. If the debt costs 5% per year, but the investment makes 10%, they profit from the difference. This is called leverage. And leverage is one of the biggest reasons wealthy people grow richer faster. But if you borrow money without a clear plan, debt can quickly become a trap instead of a tool. Part 5. The simple rule to remember. Here is the rule. Never borrow money to impress people. Only borrow money if it helps you build something that creates more value in the future. Because the goal is not to have more debt. The goal is to have more assets. And the people who become wealthy understand this better than anyone else. Debt itself is not what makes people poor. The wrong kind of debt does. The same tool that traps one person can help another person build wealth. The difference is how it is used. Poor people use debt to buy things they want today. Rich people use debt to build things that pay them tomorrow. And once you understand that difference, you begin to think about money in a completely different way.